What's up everyone, welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today I have been burdened with glorious purpose to bring you a top 5 list of the god of mischief himself, Loki. So without further ado, let's get to the list. And starting our list off at number 5 is this Loki right here from the Mighty Thor starter set. I actually like this one quite a bit. He can be a huge pain to deal with. We'll take a look at his card here. He's just got the Asgardian and mystical keywords. A trait that says at the beginning of the game, give Loki an illusion token. When he would be KO'd, remove the illusion token and turn him to click number 1 instead. And if he has an illusion token, he can use Colossal Stamina and cannot be healed. So Colossal Stamina is pretty nice to have. That will still work the same way as it always has with the new rules. Mystic's team ability is also really great and basically just has, you know, Penetrating Blast, Super Senses and Shape Change, some Phase Teleport to get around, 8 range double targets, pretty good. He's 100 points, he doesn't have any kind of running shot or anything, but also, you know, the changes to willpower and no more pushing damage and stuff do kind of help him a lot to just kind of move up and then shoot, not have to worry about pushing himself. So basically, you're going to have to get through this entire dial of Super Senses and Shape Change and taking a bunch of Mystics damage for it, and then he'll just remove the illusion token, and it was all just an illusion. You have to go right back to click 1 and do it all over again. How fun is that? So yeah, this one's pretty fun because you can just keep taking actions with Colossal Stamina. He's really hard to hit with all the rollouts. If they do hit him, they take Mystics, and then if they eventually kill him, he's, you know, got just all the way back to click number 1, which is pretty crazy. So we're talking like, what has he got? 6 clicks of life, so really 12 clicks of life for 100 points. Not bad at all. Coming at number 4 on my list of Lokis is the Chase Loki from the Mighty Thor. And it being a Chase, of course, has a pretty awesome sculpt. I love the raven and everything on the arm, so cool. This is the Lady Loki, obviously. And then she also comes with Loki's staff, which is pretty nice. Cool little equipment there. So obviously she has a trait that she can start with the staff equipped, so I'll just take a look at that really quickly. It basically just gives you mind control and shape change. Pretty simple, but very Loki kind of stuff to have, mind control and shape change. So aside from that trait, she has a special attack power that says turn Loki to click number 9. If you do, when she would be KO'd, turn her to click number 6 instead, and she can't be healed this game. And then a special defense for combat reflexes and toughness, and a special damage power for perplex and probability control. And starts with stealth and the combat reflexes and toughness. This is another one that definitely benefits from the changes to pushing damage as well. And that attack power on everything but the last click, you can switch yourself to click number 9 there, get a few extra clicks of life with mainly just the perplex, prob, and barrier. Kind of just a support figure at that point, but you know, at this point, a stealthy mind controller is pretty good, and you got the shape change to worry about too the whole time. Kind of low defenses there in the middle, but you do have shape change and prob, which kind of helps. And yeah, just all around, not bad. Only 80 points. Got Mystic's team ability too, so not too bad. And does have Dark Avengers keyword, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, I think she's pretty neat. Coming in at number 3 for me, we have another Loki from the Mighty Thor set. This time the title character Loki. This guy's really cool, the Agent of Asgard Loki. Title character too, so lots of fun title character shenanigans. Take a look at his card here. Young Avengers keyword, pretty nice. Title character abilities that we will take a look at. Boom, there they are. So if you guys don't know how to use title characters, there's all the rules for that. Yeah, basically they get plot points for doing these special plot abilities, and then you can spend them to do other cool plot abilities. So for his I'll start off with his KO effect. If he's KO'd, friendly characters can't use defense powers until your next turn. That kind of sucks. Basically, anytime a title character gets KO'd, they have some kind of negative effect that impacts your team for a turn or sometimes the rest of the game. So can't use defense powers for a turn. Definitely sucks. but I've seen much worse, so you know, it could be worse. Then his +1 ability is free until your next turn. Opposing characters can't use Perplex or Probability Control to target Loki or adjacent friendly characters, or friendly characters within 3 squares of him. That's really cool. Not being able to use Probability Control mainly is a really big. Just not being able to prob your rolls for him or friendly characters within 3 of him is really cool. You know, they just can't stop you from hitting at that point. Then the -0, I like it, it's just -0. You can just activate this basically for free. At the beginning of your next turn, if no opposing character hit Loki, Agent of Asgard, since your last turn, or since you last activated this, heal Loki, Agent of Asgard 2 clicks. So just free healing is really great. Now, if you activate this plot ability without attacking that turn, just like activating any plot ability without attacking, you're going to take an unavoidable damage. But it's not really too bad because you're going to heal 2 clicks. So it definitely still gives you some healing. But if you do manage to attack and activate that, you know, healing 2 clicks is awesome. And then for -6, he starts with 2, by the way, so it's only going to take you 4 turns of using this before you get to his big ability, which is the -6. And that's just free. Adjacent opposing characters of 200 points or less can't use defense powers this turn. That's pretty awesome, especially now that there's really not a lot of characters in today's game that are over 200 points. There's a couple for sure, but not being able to use defense powers is really good. So there's a look at his dial: stealth, precision, combat reflexes, exploit weakness. Pretty much no Loki in the game has actual indomitable. So, you know, getting rid of pushing damage pretty much helps all Lokis, I think. Only 4 range, not amazing, but he's mostly a close combat Loki with, you know, the sword and everything. The stealth and combat reflexes are pretty great, exploit and precision, so he can get through a lot of defense powers. Then he gets some perplex and blades, so he can really do some damage there. And the willpower is kind of nice to see at the end too. So yeah, pretty cool version of Loki. He can do a lot of things. He's only 60 points too. That's one of the main reasons I like him a lot, is because he has all those really cool title character abilities. And, you know, they don't cost much, you know, +1 and a -0, and then you have a -6, and he already starts with 2. So I think the math on him just kind of works out nice, you know, only takes a couple points, or like 4 turns to get to his, you know, good ability. And the other ones, even before that, are really useful too. So yeah, he's a really cool version of Loki. Coming in at number 2 for Loki is the Avengers Assemble rare Loki. This one's cool with the sword. Yeah, anyway, I like this one a lot. He is a lot of points, really is his only downside, but we'll take a look at everything he can do here. Starts with some improved targeting for hindering and characters, which is really awesome. He's got this trait that says Loki can use shape change and succeeds on a 4 through 6. And when an opposing character targets Loki with Outwit or Perplex, he can use shape change as if he was targeted with an attack. And when Loki makes a successful shape change roll, he can't be targeted for the remainder of the turn. That's just so good. I love everything about that. For one thing, they could try to outwit his shape change and he could actually roll to not have it outwitted. And if he succeeds at that, he can't be targeted for the rest of the turn. So I just think that's just like super powerful. I wish there was a way to give him like scroll team ability, just +1 the freaking shape change rolls, or pair him with somebody that can reroll his shape change rolls would be great too. But yeah, I really like that trait a lot. Then he has a special movement power that gives him mind control, and when he uses it, he isn't dealt damage from it. That's very, very old. They got rid of the damage from using mind control a long time ago. So yeah, just forget about that. Loki can use mind control, and if he targets only a single character, modify his attack value by +2, and he can target a character that can use Battle Fury. That's so good. Battle Fury is like one of the basically only defenses you have against mind control, aside from, you know, I don't know, stealth, not being able to be seen at all. Yeah, so being able to get through Battle Fury and target them with mind control. And if you single target, I think he's got 2 targets. Yeah, if you single target, you get a +2 to your attack. That's pretty insane. So very strong mind control there. And again, mind control is super, super powerful now that the rules have changed and everything can be activated off of basically any attack. Mystic's team ability, again, now he is 225 or 120 points. So like I said, he's a little expensive. That's pretty much all the special stuff he's got there. But I think he's still mostly worth it, at least for fun games. I mean, he's not going to be winning any, you know, meta events or anything, obviously. But he's definitely super fun. 8 range double target is really great for that mind control, especially with the improved targeting through hindering and characters. Which again, you know, he can target people with mind control who have battle fury. He can see through stealth. He can see through characters, so you can't hide from his mind control at all. Now he actually doesn't start with that at 225. He starts with sidestep, 10 attack penetrating blast, mastermind, and 4 damage with outwit. So he's got a lot of damage potential there. I don't like the kind of low attack value. Mastermind and that super shape change is pretty good defense though to have. And then just take a couple clicks here, boom, it gets super senses and perplex in the mind control special. I actually prefer him, I think, at the 120 line here. He starts with that 11 attack. He's got the mind control special. He's got perplex there as well, and super senses and shape change combo is great. So I think for 120, I like him a little bit more. And then the only downside again is, you know, he doesn't have a lot of life to him. But like I said, this is just, it really captures Loki to me. You know, the super shape change, the super mind control, and just a really fun version of Loki, in my opinion. I kind of hope he gets a legacy card and they knock like 50 points off of him and make him a little bit more playable. And I would just totally play the heck out of him. So yeah, he's coming in at number 2 for me. Now, as always, before we get to our number 1 pick, we have some honorable mentions. Now, this Loki here, writing the wolf, is from Fear itself. This was like one of the prize figures. And I think he's just so cool. Just riding a freaking wolf is awesome. Anyway, he starts with a trait that says Loki's attack value is not modified by the move and attack ability. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's not really around anymore, but there's the move and attack ability. It's the circle around the foot symbol, or really the circle around any of the movement symbols. Gives you move and attack, which is literally just hypersonic speed, but with a -2 to your attack. So that trait basically means he has hypersonic speed his entire dial, which is insane. Anyway, that's pretty much all he does that's special, but his dial is pretty cool. He has a 100 or a 30 point line, which I think is really cool. And he starts with an 11 movement with charge, 10 attack blades, 17 toughness, and 3 damage with outwit. So really big movement there with the hypersonic, or you can just regular charge and blades too. And outwit is nice. This is the 100 point line. Get some like poison and perplex. Boom, boom, boom. Then for 30 points, he's got still an 11 movement with phase teleport, 16 toughness, 10 attack, 2 damage. Basically, 10 attack, 2 damage with 11 movement hypersonic is what I would use him for. For only 30 points, that's not bad. He gets some prob there, and then he kind of dies. Now, his stats obviously fall off there pretty hard. At least he gets some outwit again, too. But yeah, I mean, he's a little bit of an older figure, but I think he's a lot of fun even now. And then next up we have this Loki, the other Loki from the Mighty Thor. This Loki is literally one of my favorites just for the fun things that he can do, much like some of the other ones on my list. A lot of these Lokis are just kind of fun, but the God of Trickery, during force construction, you may add 2 more number 2 Lokis to your starting force on the click number 1 that appears after the orange KO. It has a 0 point value for all effects, including scoring. So this is just like the Mysterio, or the Cable, or the ones that, you know, create these little doppelgangers at the beginning of the game, and the Joker is the other one. And you just kind of have to guess and just shoot away and hope you hit the right one, and usually you don't. But then he has another trait that Loki starts the game on the click number 1 that appears after the blue KO, and until an effect needs to know, you don't have to reveal the point value of any of your Lokis. And then this special defense power gives him stop, invulnerability. Each time this click is revealed, KO all other friendly number 2 Lokis. So he does have a stop click in the middle of his dial, but you have to just KO the rest of your illusions, which kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. Then special damage power here gives him shape change, and when Loki uses it and succeeds after resolutions, you may generate within range and line of fire number 2 Loki on the click number 1 after the launch KO. They have a 0-point value for all effects, including scoring, again. So here's what his dial looks like. Pretty basic: phase, teleport, incapacitate, 18 super senses, and then the shape change. Only 1 damage, so really they're just going to be incapacitating people, you know, causing some mischief. And if you KO the wrong one, they just KO after 2 clicks. If you hit the right one, he's going to hit that stop click, KO the rest of them. But yeah, you could potentially heal up, create a few more if you hit some shape changes, get hit again onto that, and then kill him again. But most likely, you know, you're just going to have to use him to sidestep, penetrating blast, and outwit stuff. But I mean, for 65 points, which is really 75 points if you use that trait, because it's actually plus 10 points, then, you know, it's pretty fun. You get 3 Lokis that are incapping people, and until you hit the right one, you don't get any points for KOing them, which is pretty cool. Anyway, next Loki here. This Loki here from Chaos War. One of the main reasons I like him is just because he has the Avengers keyword. I think that's very interesting. There's not any other Lokis that actually have Avengers keyword. But then the trait here gives him shape change, and when he rolls a 6 for shape change, friendly characters can't be targeted by range attacks this turn. So that's kind of hard to pull off, but it's super powerful anytime you do. Your whole team is basically can't be targeted by range attacks for the whole rest of the turn. Mystics is pretty nice too. And yeah, we'll just take a quick look at his dial. He has 138 points, which is quite a bit. But he starts with phasing, poison, invulnerability, and a 3 damage with leadership. They get some penetrating blast and prob. Boom, boom. Yeah, so basically his, there he goes up to an 11 attack. Most of his combat values fall off pretty hard there in the middle, and then kind of towards the end again. But he's not bad. I do wish he had a little bit of like charge or running shot or something up front. But he does some fun things. I like the shape change and the Avengers keyword mainly. So that's my honorable mentions. Lots of really cool, fun Lokis here. And on to our number 1 pick. And now, the Loki burdened with the glorious purpose of being my number 1 pick is this convention exclusive Loki from 2015, I believe. Funny story, I totally forgot this guy existed until, you know, Loki show came out, and I was kind of playing around, looking at all the Lokis, thinking about this list. And yeah, I found him again, and I was like, oh my gosh, I like this guy so much. He does so many fun things. So yeah, Asgardian deity, mystical, young Avengers keywords. He has improved movement for elevated and hindering. Of course, hindering doesn't really matter anymore. Starts with this trait, Tricky Trickster. Loki can use shape change and sidestep. Lines of fire can't be drawn to Loki by opposing characters of 150 points or less if Loki has 1 or fewer action tokens, unless that character has the Asgardian deity or mystical keywords. So, you know, there's definitely a chance your opponent could be running some mystical characters to get around that, but it's pretty unlikely in today's game that they'll have a character over 150 points. There's just not a lot of them anymore. So having shape change and sidestep is already an awesome trait. Can't have lines of fire drawn to him unless they are over 150 points or have a couple of keywords is pretty great. That keeps him protected from a lot of range attacks, you know, a lot of potential outwits, etc. Just really, really powerful trait there. And another trait, Loki and Thor working together, these truly are the end times. A theme team may include Loki and is still a theme team as long as a character named Thor is on the force. I love that. Of course, I play a lot of Avengers teams, so there's always a Thor usually in one of those, and just being able to throw him on an Avengers team with his brother I think is great. And not even just Avengers, you know, there's a lot of random Thors out there. I'm sure you can make some fun teams with the 2 of them. Mystic's team ability, again, almost all of them have that. 115 points isn't too bad. And then he has a special attack power that he can use Blades, Claws, Fangs, but his maximum d6 result for the roll is 4. When he uses Blades, Claws, Fangs, and hits, you may choose that the damage dealt is penetrating, but if you do, remove all action tokens from the hit character after actions resolve. So that's still pretty good. I mean, max damage on Blades is a 4. That's still a lot more than, you know, 2 or 3 that he might have done. And the fact that you can choose to make it penetrating is really cool, especially now that you can look at the backs of cards and you can say, okay, I rolled a 4, do I want to make this penetrating? And you can see, oh yeah, it'll finish them off, so I might as well make it penetrating because they're not going to be alive to remove action tokens from anyway. Or they might just have 0 action tokens they might have just cleared, so no reason not to make it penetrating. So that's just a really neat special power there. Penetrating blades, basically. And then special defense power where he can use regeneration, and when he does, he can use probability control for that action. Now, the way this is worded, probability control technically doesn't work on anything besides attack and breakaway rolls. However, I mean, it's obvious that the intention here is to reroll the regeneration only. So it's basically just, in a sense, you get to reroll your regeneration once per turn, which is pretty nice. And yeah, so that's pretty much all the cool stuff he does. I'll take you through his dial really quickly here. So he starts with 8 movement, 11 attack, with mind control and incapacitate, 18 defense with super senses, and 3 damage with probability control, 7 range double target. So I really love just this opening dial just because, you know, mind control, like I said, super powerful now. Incap, not bad, but 11 attack with prob, 7 range double target is just really good for both those powers. Super senses and shape change traded is nice. And he does have sidestep to be able to get around to get in position to, you know, mind control things and prob things. And he can't be, you know, have lines of fire drawn to him by anything under 150 points unless it has a couple keywords. So pretty much the same on click 2. Click 3, he gets phase teleport to run away, and he gets that regen special to heal up. If that was a stop click, it would be amazing. I would love that, but unfortunately it's not. Then he gets charged with that blade special where you can choose to make it penetrating, some perplex, and 18 with toughness, and then pretty much similar there again. And then he has 1 more click of phase teleport and regen. And I like that combo because you can phase teleport away, and the next turn you can regenerate, and then, you know, you can charge back into the fight. So yeah, just a fun dial. I think he's just super cool. I don't know, it really clicks for me, you know? He's one of those ones that they just work in my head, and I really want to use him on a lot of teams now. So yeah, for all those reasons, he's coming in at number 1 for me. Alright, so that's going to do it for this top 5 list. As always, if you guys enjoyed the list, make sure you smash that like button. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see on a future top 5 list. And let me know what you think of my list and what some of your favorite Lokis are, because I'd love to talk about that with you guys. And as always, don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future top 5 lists and other HeroClix related videos. And if you guys would like to help support the channel even more, there's of course links in the description for the Patreon. You can check that out. See your name here in the credits, as well as some other awesome bonuses. So huge thanks to our Patreon supporters for that. But that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching again. And until next time, this has been HeroClix Headquarters, signing off.